Gather round, my friends. I've seen many holiday stories in my time. Flying reindeer, magical sleigh rides, even that one year where the elves tried to unionize. But tonight, I bring you something from the Arboretum. These are 5 Christmas movies all about Christmas trees.
Oh, you're beautiful!
Thank you very much. Now what can I do for you?
What do you mean?
Well, you have 3 wishes coming to you.
The Magic Christmas Tree from 1964. Ah, yes. This one started as a neighborhood project that somehow grew into a full-grown holiday oddity. The Magic Christmas Tree follows a boy who gets a ring from a witch. Yes, a witch. And uses it to summon a talking Christmas tree who grants 3 wishes. What follows? Giants, time-stopping shenanigans, and a lawnmower chase that nearly gave my reindeer a panic attack. It's messy, it's wild, it's pure 1960s homemade holiday chaos. And that's part of its charm. Even I couldn't predict where this story was going, and I've been around for centuries. It was filmed almost entirely in a neighborhood in Youngstown, Ohio, using local kids, friends, and family as actors. The movie's director, Richard C. Parrish, was only in his early 20s, making this one of the earliest student film turned theatrical Christmas movies ever released. The film was originally shot in black and white, but producers tinted segments to give it a surreal, magical feel, mostly because they didn't have the budget for full color. The talking Christmas tree was built from chicken wire and leftover garland, with a crew member hidden behind it providing the voice. The witch character was played by a local teacher who was reportedly roped into the role at the last minute. The giant in the film? A teenager on homemade stilts with a costume sewn from old curtains. The movie's infamous lawnmower chase scene was shot using the director's uncle's lawnmower, and they had only one take because the machine barely ran. Many of the scenes were improvised, including several lines from the kids, which explains the film's unusual pacing and dialogue. The soundtrack uses public domain classical music, stitched together in a way that adds to the film's offbeat charm. When it was released regionally, it was marketed as a lost holiday fantasy masterpiece, despite the entire production costing less than the craft budget for a modern school play. Christopher the Christmas Tree from 1993. Now this one warms even my jolly old heart. Christopher the Christmas Tree is a gentle tale from the early 90s, a time when VHS tapes ruled the North Pole break room. Christopher is a young fir tree who dreams of finding his purpose, guided by forest friends who believe in him long before he believes in himself. It's soft, sweet, and filled with that cozy animated glow that makes you feel like you're watching after school with hot cocoa in hand. A little simple, but wonderfully sincere. Christopher the Christmas Tree was produced by DIC Entertainment, the same studio behind Inspector Gadget, The Real Ghostbusters, and Captain Planet. The special originally aired in syndication, meaning different local stations could buy and broadcast it during the holiday season. The character designs were handled by Canadian animation teams, giving the film its distinctly soft pastel 90s look. Christopher's voice actor, Kathleen Barr, went on to become one of the most recognizable voices in children's animation, later voicing characters in My Little Pony and Ed, Ed and Eddie. The story was inspired by the classic anthropomorphic tree trope, popular in children's literature during the 1980s and early 90s. Many of the animal side characters reused animation rigs and background elements from other holiday specials produced by the same studio to keep the budget down. The special was frequently bundled with holiday VHS compilation tapes, making it a nostalgic staple for many kids who rented from video stores in the mid-90s. Despite being a modest production, the film had 3 separate regional releases, each with slightly different title cards depending on the distributor. The original broadcast included a short pro-environment PSA, encouraging children to care for the forests, a common theme in early 90s children's programming. While never a major hit, the special became a quiet cult favorite, thanks to its calming tone, gentle message, and the kind of soft animation that practically smells like warm VHS static. The House Without a Christmas Tree from 1972. And here's a story that touches the heart deeper than any ornament ever could. The House Without a Christmas Tree tells the tale of young Addie Mills, whose widowed father refuses, year after year, to let a Christmas tree into their home. What unfolds is tender and beautifully human. A family working through grief, misunderstandings, and the fragile hope that comes with the season. No magic spells, no talking pines, just genuine emotion. Even I shed a tear the first time I watched it, though don't tell the elves. The film is based on Gail Rock's semi-autobiographical book, inspired by her own childhood experiences growing up in Nebraska during the 1940s. The movie originally aired as a CBS school break-style holiday special, not as part of a major Christmas event, but it quickly became one of the network's most beloved seasonal programs. Actress Lisa Lucas, who plays Addie Mills, was only 10 years old during filming and won a Primetime Emmy Award for her performance. Jason Robards, who played Addie's emotionally distant father, delivered one of his most acclaimed television performances. Many critics still cite it as one of his richest dramatic roles. The special was filmed using a unique combination of live-action scenes and scrapbook-style transitions, designed to mimic Addie's homemade school projects. It was shot in New Jersey, even though the story is set in a small Nebraska town, thanks to the region's easily dressable 1940s-style neighborhoods. The special was so successful that it spawned a series of follow-up films, including The Thanksgiving Treasure, 1973, The Easter Promise, 1975, and Addie and the King of Hearts, 1976. The Christmas tree itself symbolizes the family's untreated grief over the loss of Addie's mother, a theme so subtly handled that many viewers didn't realize it until repeat viewings. For years, CBS would rebroadcast the special annually, making it a holiday tradition for families throughout the 70s and 80s. The film was unavailable commercially for a long time, leading many fans to rely on VHS off-air recordings, which has given it a nostalgic lost classic aura among collectors. A Christmas Tree by Rankin Bass in 1972. Rankin Bass, the studio that practically built the holiday season out of stop motion and glitter. Their lesser-known special, simply called A Christmas Tree, follows a young girl and a very special evergreen chosen for a grand cathedral celebration. It's gentle, spiritual, and wrapped in that classic Rankin Bass charm. Soft music, warm narration, and animation that looks like it was crafted right in my workshop. A quiet gem in their lineup, one many have forgotten, but worth remembering. A Christmas Tree is one of Rankin Bass' most obscure specials, rarely rebroadcast and overshadowed by giants like Rudolph and Frosty. Unlike their famous stop-motion animagic style, this special was made using traditional hand-drawn animation, giving it a softer storybook-like look. The special was animated by Topcraft, the Japanese studio that would later evolve into Studio Ghibli. The story centers on a young paraplegic girl named Angela and the miraculous Christmas tree she selects for a cathedral celebration, making it one of Rankin Bass' more emotional, faith-centered productions. The special's themes lean heavily into spiritual symbolism, making it one of the most religious Rankin Bass holiday projects ever produced. Its musical score was composed by Maury Laws, the longtime musical director behind classics like The Little Drummer Boy and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The special originally aired as part of syndicated holiday blocks, meaning it didn't have a major network premiere. Another reason it didn't gain widespread fame. The backgrounds were created with watercolor-style art, giving the animation a gentle, painterly quality that stood out from the sharper designs of other Rankin Bass specials. Because the master reels were poorly archived, the special went out of circulation for decades, with only low-quality VHS transfers keeping it alive among fans. Its tone is unusually solemn for Rankin Bass, focusing more on miracles, compassion, and faith rather than the comedic or fantastical elements found in their better-known Christmas works. The Christmas Tree from 1996. Now, here's a Christmas story with a gentler glow than the others. The Christmas Tree from 1996 isn't about magic spells or talking pines, no. This one is about love, memory, and the kind of miracle that grows quietly over time. No wild twists, no villains, just a heartfelt reminder that sometimes the greatest gifts we give are the ones we give up. Even this old Santa had to dab his eyes during this one. It's not just a run-of-the-mill Hallmark-type Christmas program. There's a lot more to this film. More substance, more meaning. This was a made-for-TV Christmas drama that premiered on ABC on December 22nd, 1996, just in time for families to gather around the fireplace. It was directed by Sally Field. Yes, the same Sally Field you've seen on the big screen. She not only directed, but helped write the teleplay and guided the film with great care. The movie is based on the book The Christmas Tree by Julie Salomon and Jill Weber, a story filled with the same tenderness seen on screen. The wonderful Julie Harris plays Sister Anthony, giving the character a warmth and wisdom that practically glows brighter than tree lights. Andrew McCarthy stars as Richard Riley, the Rockefeller Center gardener who comes looking for the perfect tree and finds a deeper friendship along the way. Most of the filming was done around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, even though the story blooms in New York City. Movie magic, my friends. The film was produced by Walt Disney Television, giving it that familiar, gently polished holiday feel the elves always adore. With a runtime of about 93 minutes, it takes its time in that cozy, thoughtful way, like sipping cocoa. The music was composed by David Benoit, a jazz pianist known for his work on Peanuts specials. His melodies give the story a warm, nostalgic glow, and for years, the movie could only be found through old VHS recordings and rare broadcasts. But just like a forgotten ornament rediscovered in the attic, it eventually returned to brighten new Christmas seasons. Well, my merry movie lovers, we've wandered through quite a forest tonight, haven't we?